8 a.m. It's a beautiful Friday morning. If you are on the streets of Abaco, please, as always, drive with caution. And it's the Lord to buckle up your seatbelt, but you know, Bahamians, we don't like to wear our seatbelt. I don't know why, but that's just us. Please wear your seatbelt this morning. But got your weather report for the morning here on the island of Abaco. Seattle thunderstorms, they height this morning around 90 degrees. Wind south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. It is a hot day, Jackie. Just hear it's a hot day today. So please get your water. Keep yourself hydrated as you go about your day this morning. We have some special guests here this morning. They're having an event here this whole entire week here in the island of Abaco. This weekend, actually, it's called the Supernatural Invasion Outpour. Good morning to each. It sounds good. It sounds great. Good morning to each and every one of you. We have Pastor Jackie here, Mr. Elon. He got on his thunder shades. I know he's starting. It's some bad shades. I need some shades. And we have a Miss Keshia Freeland, all the way out of Fort Washington, out of the U.S. So we want to welcome each and every one of you. Say good morning to our audience this morning. Let them know that you are here.
Good morning, Sambo, and good morning, Bahamas, and also Abaco. Good morning. And
we have the big singer here. I can put him on the spot this morning.
Oh my God!
We have the big singer here. I catch him on the park one night. Wow. Carried it down, but I didn't know he used to sing. He got it together, and we have Miss Keshia. So talk a little bit for persons who don't know about your event that's been happening this week. How did it come about this event?
Well, I was in Washington for a few years, and I had the awesome privilege to meet this young lady, Keshia Freeland, and she's become like a sister to me, and I made her very close. And the Holy Spirit put on her heart to come to the Bahamas, and literally for 5 years, she's like, Dwight, it's time to come. I feel it on my heart. I feel a burning sensation for Bahamas, etc. whatnot. And I just wasn't in the right city at the right time. But like Jesus said, the day the scriptures being fulfilled in our hearing, Abaco was the place to be. And now she contacted me earlier this year, and I said, yes, this is the time.
So why was it so? Why was the Lord putting a pressure on you? I wouldn't say pressure. Why was he putting the need on you to come here to the Bahamas? What was it that you saw in the Bahamas to be like, I should come here?
Well, actually, I am a traveling international evangelist, so I get to actually travel multiple times a year into different cities, different nations, and different places. And I find that God literally sends me into the places where the people who had cries of whatever their expectation was that they were believing God to see happen. And so I believe that God has something beyond even the cries and the desires of what the people are believing for. I think God is biased at times. Our Father can be biased. And there are some places that are a little more special because of the faith and the expectation of the people. God only comes and he dwells amongst people who are hungry and who are desperate. So there's something of a desperation cry for God that God has come down to do whatever he wants to do. So that's why we call it an invasion.
I like that, an invasion. So how did you get to connect with Pastor Jackie, such a wonderful lady?
Well, Pastor Jackie is like a mother to me, and she's known me for years, but I have the privilege to partner with their ministry, etc., and help her with the music and the worship. And she's a mother first before she's a minister, and that loving attribute and temperament just drew me, and I said, okay. And then Pastor Sean is like a daddy, and they are stern and they about the spirit, and that was it for me. I was like, okay, these people are about the righteousness, and that won me over. Then the law came, the hammer came. Oh yeah, she's a woman of order. That was the next thing. So I was like, God, this is where I need to be, etc. And God connected us. He intertwined. He forged this relationship between the U.S. and Pastor Jackie. And I believe because he's opening doors in the U.S. for their ministry as well. And I believe they're about to go to international borders.
Now for a person who's listening, and tonight's the first night, right?
Yes.
For a person who's listening and said, why should I come? You got things going on. I could be home chilling. I could be watching Scandal. I could be home watching Power. Watching all these different shows. So to that person who's listening and saying, you should come up, what would be the reason you said, this is the reason you should come up tonight?
Well, let me address Scandal first. The first thing, if you're gonna watch a scandal when some truth is being present, some truth about to be delivered. So you don't need the scandal. The scandal is fake, you know. But come on and enjoy this truth. There's a reign. There's a supernatural reign we believe in God for. And my sister, she functions. She lives in the supernatural of God. And I believe that this is something that has been crying out from. The Bible declares that the earth groans from the manifestation of the sons of God. And literally, I believe that something is about to manifest in our city. Like she said, the cries of the people have gone forth, but God is answering more than the immediate needs of the people. He is seeing the whole picture, and He's about to respond to us. And I believe heaven is about to touch her. Literally, I believe it's about to touch her.
Now, a question here for you. What is one thing you said that you can say that the Lord has been dealing with you this year, and also coming here to our what have you been feeling? What are one of the things you're going to be speaking on this weekend?
Definitely, He's been talking to me about this generation. You know, in every society there are people who literally want to be kind of fast-paced, kind of moving. Everybody wants a platform, or everybody wants to be seen, but they forget passing that mantle or that mentorship down to the next generation. And what God's been talking to me about, that this generation demands an awakening and a revival. They're not asking, literally, they are demanding, and they deserve it. So, in the case of that, I told God that I will go to any extreme to go and to be a part of whatever He wants in the earth, that He will be glorified. So basically, God has just been talking to me about the outpour. Joel 2:28, it states clearly, but He says it over and acts. Whenever God says something twice, God is literally saying, look, you better believe I'm going to do it. And He said, I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh. So it is literally not, can God pour out? He says, this is what I'm doing. And there are something of the God of their giftings on the inside of young people. They just need a push. They just need a word. And so I literally know that is my assignment to this generation. I owe it to them.
You know, now in this generation, we have a lot of young people. You know, I drive around town. You know, on Sunday mornings, we have a lot of young people who don't attend church. They're not into church as much. But I don't think it's because they don't want to go. Just as you said, they don't have that push to say, that person that comes to them and say, okay, come with me on Sunday. Even if you don't have a car, you don't have a car, I'll still come for you.
That sacrifice, and that's what happens, is that because someone did it for me, I didn't just come on fire. I didn't just want to preach the gospel. I didn't just go from one nation. Literally, there were mothers who literally physically laid their bodies over me and they prayed. Nothing happens outside of prayer. Their churches can't grow. Nothing, no awakenings can happen. But whenever there's people who are in a remnant of prayer, you're going to see, things that happen that are supernatural, but it will affect everything. It affects every culture. It affects every mountain, government, school system. Everything is affected by God when there are people praying.
Now, if you're just tuning in, you're saying something, you got some extra voices this morning. We have some guests here from the